21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
You know, a lot of people ask me all the time, like, what do you do? But the most important thing for me is for people to understand why I do what I do, why I wrote the book. You know, have you ever had a moment in your life that completely changed everything? And for me, I want to take you back to my childhood. It was the summer of 1996. I mean, I was 10 years old. I was just a kid. I was the middle of four wild and active boys. I mean, it was fun. My dad owned several businesses, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. I mean, we were lucky. We were blessed. To be honest with you, I didn't even know what money was. I just knew we had a good life. But then it happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in my room, my safe place. My room's filled with sports memorabilia, posters, ESPN on the TV. My mom walks in and she looks worried. And she sits down, puts her arm around me, and she says, "Your dad and I are getting divorced." And those words wrecked my childhood. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday, and it seems like overnight. My mom went from a stay-at-home mom of four boys to a single mom of four boys working three jobs just to survive. And my dad struggled too. I mean, as you can imagine, our entire lives changed. I mean, security vanished, comfort disappeared, and any chance of hope for the future was gone. I mean, it was at a very young age I quickly realized how much money greatly influences your life, either for good or for bad. I mean, we went from a big house on one side of town to a tiny house on the other. You remember that good life I was telling you about, that life of abundance? To my mom saying, "Go pick up all the loose change and money around the house because we're gonna need it." And you know, what hurt the most, it wasn't the stuff. It really wasn't the stuff. What hurt the most is watching the physical and emotional toll it took on my mom and my brothers. I mean, I lived it. I went through it. And I never want you or your family to have to go through that because it lit a fire within me. I wanted to read everything, to know everything, to understand. That way I could build, I could grow, and I could protect. I mean, you remember my mom. I mean, she's amazing. She completely rebuilt her life. I mean, she's my greatest client. And I love all of our clients. They're like family to us. But do you know how special it is after all my mom went through for me to be able to look her in the eyes and go, "You never have to worry again"? And I want you to be able to experience that too. I mean, yes, I can help you and show you how to become rich with money. But you know what I really get passionate about? And I get excited is helping people use that money to become rich in life. You know, peace, security, rich in joy, rich in creating incredible experiences with loved ones, rich with confidence and less in worry. But then I can show you how to protect those riches so that no matter what happens in this world, you're going to be have confidence in your future. And what's even more fulfilling, confidence in your family's future. So that's why I do what I do. When I was younger, first started out in the financial industry, I had these three great mentors. I mean, they were incredible. I learned so much from them. You know, the first thing I did learn is how much I didn't know. And I had this fire within me to help people. I did. I wanted to help people. But you know, to be honest with you, when I first got out of college and I was in my internship, I wasn't yet equipped. I didn't have the experience. I didn't have the knowledge. So I had to go to work. I mean, I had all these different licenses that I had to go after. I mean, I became a certified financial planner. I became certified private wealth analyst. I mean, I was a Series 7, 65, all this, an expert in Social Security. I did all these things that I had to get to a certain point. And what I loved about it is, A, I love what I do, but B, the more I learned, I knew that the more people I could help, but not only more people I could help, the better I could help them. And so with my experience, it's yes, it's academia, learning that, but also the thousands of people that I've spoken with and the hundreds of families that I work with, that it's real world of what works, but also too, my life. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've had ups and downs. I've started my own company. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I've learned so much about money just going through life. I can tell you stories. You know, one of the first things I learned was, my life came full circle. That hey, I thought when I was younger it was just money. And I thought, hey, once I start making more money, that happiness would go along with it. But here's the thing, it's not true. Because when I first started out, I was one of the youngest, fastest growing financial advisors in my company, and we were a very high prestigious company. I quickly became a partner within that firm. But the thing was, as my money and wealth started to grow, my happiness wasn't growing along with it. And I had several key things. And I remember like it's yesterday, my wife and I, we were young, newly married. We were on our way home from a weekend little getaway. A lot of fun times. We watched college football, hung out with friends. But guess what? On the way home, another money fight, a disagreement. And it wasn't the fights that were bad, but it just seemed like it was the same conversation over and over again. That it was just like our tires were stuck in the mud and we weren't making forward progress. On the outside, we were outwardly successful, but inwardly stressed. And what that means is we weren't on the same page. I pulled the car over and I just had to take a deep breath. And what she told me, she goes, Nick, I just want to know that we're in this together. And no, I didn't say this, but in my mind, I was like, what are you talking about? We are doing this together. Why do I think I get up every morning and we do this? But I was making a huge mistake. I was a financial advisor by trade, so I thought I should have been handling all the money because it's what I did. And it wasn't a power thing or anything like that. It's just I thought it was, but I was wrong. And I went searching for answers, and I had mentors, help give me books to read and give me exercises, and I give those. And what they had me realize, or one thing they had me realize was when we got married, we became one, that we were in this together. I was so busy of the day to day trying to make it and do this for our family and that and, survive that I didn't stop to ask the important questions. What do you want, Chelsea? What is it the exact life you want? Yeah, we say we want to be successful. What does that mean to you? What kind of lives do we want to build for our kids? What experiences do we want to have together? What kind of legacy do we want to build? And not just, hey, we want to be rich, or hey, we want $1 million or $10 million, or hey, we want. No, what does that mean? Like, right, let's come together and say, hey, what is the exact life that we want to build together? And I talk about that in my book. It's called, your vision statement. And I tell people how to do it. I can't tell you how important that is. If you own a company right now and if you haven't taken the time with you and your spouse to get on the same page of, hey, what is it that you exactly want? You're building a company for a reason. Yes, you love what you do and you're helping people, but what is it to the end? It's not just to sell the business or get a certain amount of money. Yes, that's wonderful. But what does that mean? And so go deeper and do that together because that completely changed our relationship. That completely changed our future and us building something together. So not only is it my academia and working with wealthy families around the world, but also my own personal experiences. I mean, it was. And so that was the culmination of what led me to write this book because a lot of things that I learned, I want to simplify them and I want to give them to people. That way they can use them because everybody has a choice. A lot of people think they don't have a choice, but I'm here to tell you that you do. I've worked with families from all walks of life, those struggling from paycheck to paycheck, those middle-aged with young kids, those getting ready to sell a company or to retire, or those in the golden years towards the end. I can tell you about the worries in each stage of life and what you need to do to make those worries go away and to give you confidence. This is a wonderful story. I mean, this is exactly how the book came to be. I was in church, and our pastor, his name is Pastor Rick. He's fantastic. He was doing a series titled "What the Bible Doesn't Say," and it was all these topics. Like he gave one topic. He says, "Do you know in the Bible it doesn't say gambling is a sin?" And that caught me off guard. I said, "Well, I thought gambling was a sin." In fact, he told a story about when he was in seminary. He had his buddy come up to me, and his buddy said, "Do you know gambling's a sin?" And our pastor Rick goes, "I'll bet you $100 that you can't find it anywhere in the Bible where it says gambling's a sin." And his buddy said, "You're on." And so he came back and had to pay Pastor Rick $100. And I'm not here to advocate gambling good or bad, but what I'm here to tell you was this series, and it was several topics just like that, opened my eyes to, oh my gosh, I really don't know what the Bible says. These are things that I thought the Bible did say, and I didn't know. So I started in my early 30s. I read the Bible every day and read it from front to back. And I was a person of went to church. I just never sat down and read it from cover to cover. And I did. But the interesting thing was I did that. That was happening simultaneously while I was getting all my advancements in my education, academia, my doctorate degree. And so I was reading the Bible every day while reading all these business and finance books. And it came out, you know what? The interesting thing I found? They say the exact same thing. You can translate and find all great money advice, business advice, success advice in life to the Bible. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to push my religion on you. No, and if you don't believe what I believe, that's okay. I still care about you and I want to help you. I'm just telling you it's really good advice. And so that was my whole purpose of this book is to take all this hard academia and tough financial, knowledge and wisdom and to break it down and simplify it and just say, hey, these are the core values that I've seen help people. These are the things that really, if you do these, what I call the fundamentals of money, if you do them, they will help improve your life. You don't have to believe what I believe. That's okay. But these will definitely create a better life for you. And so that's where it jumps into to how this book came about. And I'll tell you what, it was a journey. My wife always gives me a hard time because I'll say, "Hey, babe, I got this idea," and she'll go, "Oh, great," because she knows when I get this idea, I just think it'll be simple. But it was a journey and it was tough. But I'm so happy that we did it. For all you entrepreneurs out there, I'm going to tell you my journey, and there's different stages in entrepreneurship, and I'm going to start at the very beginning. If you want to become, you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur, but you haven't made that leap of faith, or you're just beginning. I mean, there's a great quote out there that talks about, hey, if you want to be successful at something, find someone who's already been successful at what you're doing and copycat what they do. I promise you, there's not many entrepreneurs out there like Elon Musk that are going to Mars. Most of them they're selling a good or a service, and you're doing something similar. And I was lucky when I started a business. Like I said, I had three mentors. I went to them and I copycat everything they did, how they dressed, how they talked, what their processes were. And then I found key activities. And that is so important. What are the key activities that you can do every single day that drives success? You got to think, I'm in the financial industry. Do you know how tough it is? In fact, the firm, and I don't know, they showed us stats about this. I don't know if it's still true today. They said from getting hired at a very successful wealth management firm to passing all your exams to actually building a business on your own, that was tougher to do than to get into Harvard. Now, that's what they told us. It might have been sales, but they did show us some stats. But the thing is why I'm saying that is you have to find the key activities. And I never stressed about it. You know why? Because I found those key activities. There were four things that I had to do every single day. And as long as I woke up and did it 6 days a week, and I just focused on those activities, because I already had the mentors who showed me how to dress, who showed me the processes and procedures. Now I found those key activities. And for me, it was the majority of those four based around how many people can I get in front of every single day, whether face to face or a phone call saying, hey, I'm Nick Michels. I'm a financial advisor and I want to help you. And I did that. And you know what? I didn't have any stress. A lot of individuals starting out in business, they had a lot of stress, a lot of worry. Am I going to make it? Am I going to hit my numbers? I never did because I just had confidence in the process that, hey, if I did these things 6 days a week and I would focus on those, and they weren't complicated. And so I don't know what those things are for you, but find someone successful that's doing the exact same you want and find out. Listen to how they speak, watch how they dress, look how they talk to other people. And also find something you're passionate about because it's going to take work. And if you're passionate about it, like me, I love what I do. And if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But you find those key things and you just do them every day, every day, every day, and you'll get to success. Now, as you elevate and your business goes into, we'll call it level 3, level 4, the next thing you do, and you want to 10x your business, because everybody wants to 10x their business, then you can start building a team. And what I mean is you have to find your unique abilities. And what do I mean by that? So they showed this diagram. I received coaching and they called unique abilities. Those are things that you love to do and you're absolutely good at. So if you focus on those and you delegate everything else to team members and you just focus on the things that you love to do and you're really good at, it's a 10x return on your business. The next category are things that you don't love to do, but you're good at. Wonderful. That's a 5x return on your business. And then it goes down from there of things that, hey, you don't like to do and you're not very good at. Well, that's actually a negative return on your business. So take the time, put pencil to paper and really think about this and and also ask other people. It's okay to receive constructive criticism. Say, hey, what am I good at? What am I not good at? Find out your unique ability of exactly what you're good at and you love to do, and then you focus on that only and you delegate and build out a team for all the other things. And guess what? You're going to 10x your business. It is phenomenal. I mean, that worked wonders for me. Now, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, and you've got to get the right people on the bus when I talk about building your team. One of the biggest mistakes I make, and talked about this as I've been telling you these stories, it's been kind of a ladder, a building system. One of the things I see people make in entrepreneurship that just devastates them financially is they try to go from level 1 to level 6 overnight. You say, what do I mean by that? I'll give you an analogy here. Like, say I want to start a restaurant and I've got this great ice cream recipe. I like ice cream. Everyone likes ice cream. So I've got this great ice cream recipe. And I spend my entire life savings and put all into opening the store, building a building, and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Nobody knows about my ice cream. I'm going to open that storefront and no one's going to come in there and I'm not going to be able to keep the lights on. But if I would have started at level 1 and, got a little freezer and went to high school football games and state fairs or things like that, music festivals, and then all of a sudden I got a truck for my ice cream and started doing that and I started building an online following and I started letting people know where I'm going to be. And then I opened a storefront. That's the proper way to go from level 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. And then I'll talk about the 10x, what I'm talking about. I see a lot of entrepreneurs that just try to go from 0 to 5 overnight and they're not ready. And they're spending a lot of capital, and capital is key in entrepreneurship. And they see, quick failures. So go the proper steps, find good mentors, 10x your business, find your unique ability and focus on those activities. And I tell you what, worry is going to go out the window and confidence and joy and excitement is going to come in because you're going to make progress and be where you want to be 3 years down the road. Going back to the faith in the Bible, I mean, what I found fascinating was some of the greatest entrepreneurs, the greatest businessmen going back, whether, be Henry Ford of the early 1900s, the mid 1900s, even now. Some of the things that they talk about when it comes to building a business, building success, can absolutely be traced back to the Bible. And it's fascinating. I mean, don't just take my word for it. Go research it yourself. You will find out it's great. It's wonderful. And what I love about that is great information and great things that can help you if it stands the test of time, that's proven reliable. And so it's completely changed my world in a wonderful way. When I was in high school, you remember my tough upbringing, and we went from a real wealthy family to nothing, and it completely devastated us. I was 16 years old. and I was working at a golf course. And I didn't do anything extravagant. I cleaned golf carts, I took out the trash, I picked up golf balls on the driving range. It wasn't a fun job. But I tell you what, the owner of that golf course, his name was Rex. And for whatever reason, he took a liking to me and he taught me about money. He would come in and he'd say, Nick, let's play the game, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And he taught me one thing, it was compound interest. He showed me that if I took a little bit of my paycheck and put it back, didn't just tell me, but showed me the numbers of how it compounded when I was in my 30s. And I didn't make much money. So I just put a little bit back. By the time I got into my 30s, I was pretty wealthy and I was a nobody. And so at that point in time, I got, filled with hope, filled with confidence that my future could be brighter than my past. And just learning one thing empowered me. And so now my wife and I, we started a nonprofit. I love it. We go to high schools and we teach kids about money. We tell them my story. We talk about business. We talk about money. We talk about the key fundamentals. And I tell you what, I love it. And all the profits and proceeds of this book go to that nonprofit that we do this. We buy them pizza, we buy them Coke, we buy them Chick-fil-A gift cards. I don't even like Dr. Pepper, but I think it's battery acid for the body, but the kids love it. And I tell you what, if we create a fun environment where they just like me, they learn one thing, their money education starts right then. And then guess what? As life goes on, they learn another thing. And then they're not going to become Warren Buffett overnight. But that's our goal, is to spark interest, to let them know that, hey, you control your future. Doesn't matter what kind of life you're in now, what your parents do. Your parents might be really rich, they might be really poor. Guess what? That's not you. What do you want to do with your life? And these kids are amazing. We stay after we talk to them. They'll ask me all sorts of questions about starting a business to life to everything. It's wonderful. So we really love to do that. So all profits and proceeds, like I said, go to our nonprofit. We also help families in need and sending families to camp, and that's really special to us. But that's one of the first things I do, and I tell the kids, I'll go in there, and the first thing will be like, "Hey, I'm Nick. I own a financial firm. Through my career, I've managed and helped manage billions of dollars." And I'll say, "You know what? You're probably thinking my life revolves around money. But guess what? So does yours. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, and even while you're sleeping, there's a cost with everything. The house you woke up in, or apartment, cost. Electricity, food, cost. Going to school, electronics, laptops, phones, cost. Money is going to influence your life. So it's something you have a choice. You can master it, and it's a skill, and it can improve your life, or you cannot. Doing nothing is still a choice. So we offer them that choice, and it's amazing. So we really enjoy it. I want to leave everyone here with a free gift. I mean, this is our gift to you. There's no cost, there's no strings attached. If you go to our book website right now, it's richbychoicebook.com. Richbychoicebook.com. Right there, it'll say free gift. If you click on it, put in your email, and put in, it says compounding. Click the chapter, it says compounding, and I'm going to send you a PDF of the chapter of compounding. Why do I love this? I want to give it to you. This is a very powerful chapter that helps you in multiple areas of your life. Like right now, if you're dealing with family issues, marriage issues, money issues, business issues, personal health and wellness issues, all of these things, this chapter is going to help you. It's fascinating. It's about being intentional with your life. Yes, compound interest is about money, but here's the thing. You ready? Everything in your life is compounding right now, either positively or negatively. And you can be intentional about those things. So I want to give this to you. richbychoicebook.com. Type in your email address. Click the chapter compounding. And so that is my gift to you, and it's going to help you. I promise you it's going to help you. This whole process of the book, people talk about it. Nick, what's it been like? Congratulations for this. Yes, it was a Amazon #1 bestseller, Barnes & Noble bestseller, USA Today bestseller. It's wonderful. But the best part about it is receiving the success stories, talking to people, the reviews left that, hey, it goes, Nick, my life was here, now it's here. Hey, I was a single mom, not having enough money to survive, couldn't breathe, to now you give us these budget tips that create a little bit of freedom each month. To the family, all the way to the other end of the spectrum, to families that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, so they got the pinnacle of success, and they go, it's not what we wanted. I still have this empty feeling. I got some unfulfillment. I thought I would be here, but I'm not once I got all this money. And it's helped them find more purpose and joy in their life. And so the success stories has been the most enjoyable thing of reading how this book and the information inside of it has truly helped people create a better life. And it's just a lot of fun and we're grateful. And that's what's most moved our hearts.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.